Okay, some of the rain gutters divert water above grade, but most of them are below grade. We're at the northeast corner of the garage. We got perforated soffit baffles, wooden garage doors. Our garage door casement is in direct contact with the concrete. The concrete is porous. It holds water next to the wood, which is cellulose. Capillary action from the wood will draw the water up from the wet concrete and cause it to rot prematurely right there. Might not be able to see it exactly, but we do have weep holes over our lintels. That's the metal beam across there that holds the brickwork up. And weep holes are good. Wood touching the ground, wood touching the ground. Now, house is too new. We're not doing a wood destroying insect inspection. But where do termites live? In the ground. Oh. What do they eat? Dead wood. Oh. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. It's called a clue. It's called a clue. If I was doing a wood destroying insect inspection, I would have to call all this conducive to termites. I would. Now, it's allowed to have your lawn sprinkler system exposed like this. It's subject to a lot of evaporation. It's not the most ideal arrangement, I get that. But anywhere that this drain lines, these drip lines, are exposed and longer than 12 inches, they should be anchored with staples. Going along. Now, a tree shouldn't be closer to the structure than 25 feet. I get it. It's a nice little kitten. It's ornamental. I get it, you know. I also get it that we probably have some, well, I don't know if we've got some at that house, got some at that house, some at that house. I don't know if this is a homeowners association thing or not, because I don't see any at that house. There might be. I'm not inspecting that house. But a tree shouldn't be any closer because the root growth will absorb the moisture. We're supposed to have an even, consistent amount of moisture around the foundation perimeter. The roots will drink that moisture and disrupt that even amount of moisture. As the roots grow, like the trunks, they expand. And so we'll be robbing our foundation from moisture over here, and we'll be pushing up against the foundation with the roots. So, and then the branches will be clogging your rain gutters and rubbing on your shingles and destroying your shingles. It's, but it's a crepe myrtle. You can always cut it down. It'll still grow. I mean, they're like weeds. You can't kill them hardly. So, maybe you can manage it. I don't know. But I'm telling you, the tree's too close to the house. Moving on along, we got some more exposed drip. More exposed drip. As we get to our windows, these are casement windows. So the screen's on the inside of the windows, so you don't see them. They're not quite so obvious to the exterior. Rain gutter below grade, wood mulch, wood mulch, wood mulch. Already got a little speech. This does not line up. I need a good picture of it not lining up, though. So let's just catch me in my method. Down in there. Yeah, that proves my point. And then when I was over here, between the main sewer cleanouts, which are on the west side of the front porch, north side of the front porch, and the swimming pool vacuum breaker, drain vacuum breaker, and the porch, we have a courtesy light here. You think water can get off and down there? I do. That should have been blocked off. Get a picture of that too. Okay. Moving on along. This one I hate to complain about. This one's and others. The butt end of a rain gutter should not be closer than 1 inch to the wall, so that if they overflow, they have some place to go. If this overflows, it overflows on this end because this is clogged up or whatever. The water makes its way. It starts flooding out of that side of the rain gutter. It's going to go right down into the brick. Brick is porous. Brick is porous. And then our rain gutter downspouts are discharging water directly onto the roof. Now the solution to that would have extensions put down here, okay? Downspout extensions. And then you'll be looking at that from the street, and that would look all ugly and everything. So, you know, sometimes the fix is worse than, you know, and this is North Texas, you got a black roof, it's only going to last about 14 years. So yeah, it may wear prematurely because water's draining on it, but roofs don't last that long in Texas anyway. Am I going to write it up? You bet. It's not right. Okay, I'm going to write that up. Now remember, the garages had lintels. Okay, and we got lintels here, but we do not have weep holes under these lintels. Okay, let's try this out here. No weep holes over the front door and the transom lintels. In fact, we don't have weep holes. We don't have weep holes around any of the lintels inside the front portico. Outside of the front portico, we do have lintels over that one. Weep holes over our lintels. Now these front carriage type sconces, these lights, all luminaries on the side of the house, and electrical boxes for that matter, they should be sealed on 3 sides to help prevent moisture infiltration from getting into the wall system, going through the grout, getting here. There's wood in here and rotting the wood. Okay, so it's good that we sealed 3 sides, but these things are destined to leak. That's why we're sealing them, and we sealed the bottoms. Okay, there's no way for the water to get out. Any water that gets in, and all walls leak, all luminary light fixtures leak, and there's no way for the water to get out. Alright, we passed the front door. We're making some progress. Okay, rain gutter butt in too close. Gutter drains right directly on top of the house. Moving on along, this is where we got our water pressure. I'm just kind of checking after I found that one open mounting sconce. I'm just kind of leery now. Peekaboo! Moving on along. Now right here I can tell, and there's probably other signs, but this is a post-tension slab foundation. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Metal cables were laid out. You probably watched the house being built, and metal cables were laid out, and they placed the concrete on top of the cables, and then they tightened the cables, and then they cut them off and they sealed them off, and that's a very good foundation. So coming over here, and that little vent right there, and we still got perforated soffit. Okay, that little square vent right in there. That is a fresh air induction vent. And in this part of the country, in this region, in this part of the world, we have screens on them to keep the birds out. In other parts of the country, they've got other considerations that are not really worth studying. We got self-closing gates to the swimming pool area. And locking, that's nice. Moving on along. Got our gas meter right here. Now somewhere my client was telling me that we've got a constant source of water even though the water was turned off. This is for a water heater. These are. And one for the safety pan. That's about right. The smaller one for the water heater itself, it should not be farther from the ground than 6 inches. We've got 2 condensing units over here. Still looking for the source of the water. Condensing units can make water too. And they sealed the bottoms of those boxes too, didn't they? Oh dear, I'm seeing some stuff. We're gonna have a air conditioning discussion. We sure are. It's another fresh air vent. That's another fresh air vent. Now, I'll go ahead and have this. This foam with cloth tape. You think cloth tape dries up, cracks, becomes compromised, lets water go in there? I do. This foam, okay, it's been illegal to use this foam since 2015. International Energy Code, Texas adopted it in 2015, and I don't know why it's still there. It's not that new of a code. One thing I haven't noticed yet, I'm just kind of looking for, is control joints. I'm not seeing any control joints. It's kind of important on new construction. Control joints are like the joints in the street. They expect the street to move. You don't have this much concrete, you don't have this much brickwork, and not expect some movement in this part of Texas. You just don't. So the control joints take that pressure and keeps it from making stair-step cracks everywhere. Rain gutters below grade. Weep holes, perforated. Exposed drip line, longer than 12 inches. Longer than 12 inches. Not along. Got a little bit of AstroTurf over here. Power blinds are beyond the scope of this inspection. Our fireplace does not have a hearth extension, but it's concrete. It's concrete. Still yet, okay, you're not supposed to be closer than 36 inches when the fire is working. We got logs, gas logs. Okay, there's our access to our valve. Good thing. What do I keep hearing beeping? Now, beeping in there. This fireplace does not have an exhaust vent. You've got these screens. So you close this all down because maybe you got mosquitoes in November because we live in North Texas. And you got a fire because it's a little bit of a chilly night and the mosquitoes are still obstinate. And you got a fire going, well, any soot that it off gas, okay, it won't smoke because it's gas, all right? But if you rearrange these logs improperly, okay, they belong one way and only one way. Now look at this one. That one's got a little hook on it, so it looks like it might have belonged over here some kind of way. Oh, no good deed goes unpunished. No good deed goes unpunished. And that's the only one I can think of. I'm going to leave it like I found it. That can make soot. Soot will come out here and stain all this. Weep holes, weep holes, weep holes, weep holes, weep holes. He's looking for weep holes, isn't he? Okay, so power blinds are beyond the scope of this inspection. Kitchens are beyond the scope of this inspection. This refrigerator, that water feels cold. There's our propane tank. For our cooktop, I don't think you're supposed to have propane. Well, it's kind of designed for it. Looks like it was designed for it. Let's see. It's got a handle on the back side, handles on the side, so maybe it was designed for it. Okay. Interesting. Beyond the scope of this inspection. The nicer the kitchen, the harder it is to find the trash can. These are magic. It's beyond the scope of the inspection, but I can just imagine. I'm not going to imagine too easily. That's some good cooking there, man. I just wanted to smell it. Coming over here, more fancy drawers. There's our gas valve. Our gas valve is properly supported. How about that? Looks like we got some water faucets, so a sink could have gone in here at one time. So where is the drain? I don't see a drain connection for the sink. Flat grill, kind of nice, kind of nice. Okay. Awesome. The griddle works pretty good. Okay. Again, beyond the scope of what I do, but still good to know. And while I'm here, these are GFCI protected like they're supposed to be. But what it isn't is it's not labeled GFCI. Well, either one, I heard the other one go off. That's you. Let's check you for real. Yep. Because sometimes they can be wired improperly so that they would actually protect the other part. This one doesn't have to be labeled because it's got the button on it. You look at that, you know that's the GFCI. You look at this one, you can't tell if it's GFCI protected or not. Well, unknown extra protection, how can that be bad? Another fresh air vent. Well, it's supposed to be labeled, that's all I know. You have to talk to the code department. They didn't bring me in for consultation. I said, Bud, we're thinking about implementing this code. What do you think about it? I never got that conversation. Another water heater discharge. In fact, 2 water heaters here, so maybe we got 3 water heaters at this property. Okay, now this would be the safety pan because we got 2 water heaters sharing a safety pan. I'm making this up as I go. One, you're never supposed to reduce the valve, the drain for a water heater, the temperature pressure relief valve drain. It's not supposed to be farther from the ground than 6 inches. I guess I wanted to put an extension on it, but they put a little inset in there. This is never supposed to be reduced like it was. Unless it's the same size as that. Okay, maybe it wasn't reduced. Still too high. Still too high. Right around the garage pedestrian door, we've got high soil conditions. High soil conditions. We need at least 4 inches of foundation that's visible here. We don't have that. These drains are for the overflow, okay, for the air conditioning systems. We got 3 HVAC systems. There's one right there. Okay, condensing units, I got 2, so I'm looking for number 3. Since we had a condensing unit over here, we're going to walk back past the swimming pool area. We're going to go right on around here. looking for an overflow drain. I don't remember seeing one. There it is, and it's leaking. I'm glad we came back and found this. So the yard's always wet over here? Well, maybe the yard's always wet over here because your air conditioner's leaking. That's your secondary drain line. It's over a window so that you can see it. You can open up the window and see it. When you see that, you know the primary drain is not leaking, is not draining. And if you know the primary drain is not draining, the secondary drain, it comes out, then you need to get a technician to come over and look at that. Zoom on that. Go up in there. There we go. So we got two possibilities for leakage because there's water on this side and I need to talk to my client about it. Okay, where's the water coming from? Is it coming from the heat pumps? Is it coming from the overflow drain? Is it coming from the bathtub? Okay, because the bathtub in the primary bedroom suite bathroom, the bathtub definitely has some issues going on. So, you know, I'm real proud. I am super duper proud that they came out and they turned off the water supply. But that's not where it stops. It also goes to the air conditioning system. It also goes to the bathroom. It goes to the sewer system. And whatever kind of plumbing is over there. The water just happens. I mean, it doesn't just... Alright? That's not a well. Alright? It's just not. Pebble Tech, that's nice. We're going to have a whole video about this though. Coming on back to the screens, to the egg. The little egg, or whatever that is. On around. Let's see if I can get a better look here. We're lookers. Okay, lots of attic vents, that's good. Exhaust vents, because we got continuous soffits. So we need lots of attic exhaust, that's good. We need between 40 and 60% to equal that. So that's kind of nice. That's a little doghouse to get up into the attic for the stairways. Those curly cubes right there tell us that we got 2 tankless water heaters. Is that what I'm seeing? Or maybe 2 tankless, 2 low energy furnaces, high efficiency furnaces. Good home inspection. Speaking.